A toast to the Jackman. For 17 years of playing Wolverine, despite how good or bad the movies are, you, my friend, are a badass. And if you're watching this, this one's for you. Whew. This stuff ain't that strong, I'm a sissy. And to show you how sissy I am, I'm going to play the intro to a very depressing song for this intro, so hold on one second. This one's for you, Hugh. 1, 2, 3. What's up, guys? My name is Steven and I'm here to bring you my thoughts on Logan. And yes, I have not made a video in a very long time and I apologize for that greatly, but it's not because I haven't wanted to. Life just gets in the way. I'm a very busy person, unfortunately. And yes, while I am making videos again, this is the last one that will go on this channel. I'm moving things to another channel called Comic Treble, which should be displayed right here. The link for that is in the description below. I'm going to be doing videos on that channel from now on. I just really wanted a fresh start. Just the name Steve O. Jensen and what I've been doing on this channel doesn't exactly gel with what I want to do, but I promise movie reviews won't be going anywhere. I'm still going to be doing those along with music videos, along with just a lot of my thoughts on some geeky things. So if y'all want to still see videos from me, that will be the channel that you need to go to. The link is in the description below once again. And I won't be shutting this channel down or anything. I'm just not going to be posting any videos on it anymore, so just letting you guys know. And with that, it being the last video on this channel, I thought it would be fitting for me to review the last time Hugh Jackman plays Wolverine, because obviously the two are that iconic. And getting into the review, guys, Logan is about Wolverine. If you guys don't know who Wolverine is, freaking really? That's a Wolverine. Go experience nature, you shut-in. And in the world of Logan, mutants are all but extinct. Except for a few, namely Logan, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And this version of Wolverine is older, he is withered, he is seasoned, he's a drunk, the guy's been through a lot. I mean, the guy is 200 years old at this point. I mean, he's seen a lot of things, done a lot of things, and not all of it he's proud of. And he's doing a few odd jobs here and there to take care of one of the other mutants that's alive in this universe, Professor X, Charles Xavier, who is also much older, much more withered, and has a degenerative brain disease that makes him a danger to anyone around him. I mean, the guy's mind is a weapon. We've seen the other movies. Just imagine if that weapon was faulty. Yeah. Dangerous for everyone. But along the way, Wolverine runs into a little girl who, in the words of Patrick Stewart, is much like you, Logan. Very much like you. And I mean that in every way. She has the dark brown hair, she has the claws that pop out of her hands, and her feet as well, that's new. And this little girl is being hunted by some pretty bad people, namely Blondie McRobot Hand, whose name I will not remember for the rest of this review, and probably ever. And from there, essentially, it's a road trip movie that just so happens to star X-Men characters. And I can easily say, without a shadow of a doubt, this is the best film I've seen in 2017 so far, and I've seen a lot of good movies. But also, this is my favorite X-Men movie. Granted, Deadpool is in a league of its own. That's an entirely different category if we're gonna go there. But hands down, I think this is my favorite. I mean, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, this guy knows this character at this point. He's literally been this character for 17 years. I was 4 when he started being Wolverine. Now I can legally drink. How freaking crazy is that? I mean, we've had like 5 Batmen, we'd have 3 Supermen, and like 3 Spider-Men this decade alone. But only 1 Wolverine for 17 years. That is crazy, and he does a really good job in this movie in particular. We get to see an untethered Wolverine, one that is violent and swears a lot, and it's awesome. It's the Wolverine fans have been wanting to see for a while, and I'm really glad we got to see that finally. That and seeing Hugh Jackman play a Wolverine that's at the end of his rope that really just does not give a crap anymore. It's just thoroughly interesting to watch. This is a Wolverine that doesn't care. He doesn't want to help this little girl. And like I said, this Wolverine has seen a lot and done a lot, and he's not proud of all of it. And that really shows in this movie, and I think Hugh Jackman in this movie really did just a great job of showing desperation and showing hopelessness, but also finding hope in that hopelessness. I'm really trying to tap dance around points because I don't want to give you guys too much, because I really do advise you go see this movie if you haven't already. Moving on through the characters though, Patrick Stewart as Professor X. Oh my god. This guy is a thespian actor. He hones his craft in a lot of things he's in, and getting to see him completely just own the role of Professor X, especially this older, fragile, more feeble version of Professor X, it really does work. I mean, there are some scenes in this movie where I straight up just man tears because I was like, no, he's really good at this emotion. The performance is really good, actually. It's really good. And so seeing Professor X, also just like Wolverine, at the end of his rope, it's very, very emotional and very interesting, and also he's surprisingly funny. The chemistry between him and Wolverine is one of my favorite parts of the movie. Seeing them go back and forth and really kind of seeing that Wolverine does look at this guy like a father. And in a lot of ways, Professor X looks at him like the son he never had. Also, moving on to the new stuff, X-23, Laura. Oh my god! She's so freaking awesome! It's so, there's something innately awesome about a little girl who could easily kick your ass if she wanted to. I began describing her like she's like Eleven from Stranger Things, but with knives in her hands. Doesn't speak till she's ready to, doesn't really have to speak, but her actions definitely are louder than words. And it's also cool because it makes the road trip aspect of this movie a lot better, knowing that it's not an escort mission. You know how like in a video game there'd be that one mission where it's like, escort this character that cannot take care of themselves, and it was always super annoying because you're like, oh my god, I have to keep looking over here at this character to make sure they're okay while also worrying about my own crap. This movie's not like that. It's so cool that she can take care of herself, and though Wolverine does need to help her in a lot of places, she can take care of herself. Also, when her and Wolverine are throwing down and just slicing people to bits, it's so awesome. And that also brings me to the R rating in this movie, how I really think it works. I mean, Deadpool showed that you can make an R-rated superhero movie nowadays and make it work and make money. And so I think if not for that movie, this movie wouldn't have been rated R, and I'm glad that it is. Because the violence is so awesome. I mean, you got Wolverine just stabbing people left and right in the face. There's blood. People's limbs get chopped off left and right. That, and there's little subtle nuances of gore that I actually really liked. Kind of weird to say that I liked gore, but like there's blood on his knuckles when he pops out the knives, and I really appreciate that. So I always thought, if he says like, you know, they hurt every time they come out, wouldn't there be blood or something, you know? I'm just really glad those little tiny nuances really do help this movie a lot. And also the language. I was worried at first that the language would feel kind of forced, like every other word would be an F-bomb just cuz, but then I really thought about it and I'm like, these characters have seen a lot and done a lot, and they're kind of at their wits' end. I would be cussing too. Think about it, when you're really fed up with a situation and just fed up with life in general, you curse. It's what happens. Naughty words come out of your mouth, and a lot of naughty words come out of the man with the knives in his hand's mouth. And also the bad guy. I did appreciate the fact that while he isn't the biggest part of the movie, I really did like him. He was very menacing. I'm not gonna go out and like buy his action figure or anything, but I really did like him, even though I cannot remember his name to save my life. I'm sorry, Southern Draco Malfoy. But also, in addition to just all that stuff that you knew was already awesome, the emotion in this movie is surprisingly gripping. I told my friend before I went into this movie that I did not want to be okay afterwards. I said to him, I was like, dude, I want this movie to freaking break me. I want to sit in the movie theater after the movie is done in silence and just think about my life and think about what I just saw and not be okay for the next few days. And I've seen this movie twice now in the opening weekend it has come out, and I am still not okay. This movie held me into the ground in a chokehold of emotion until the end credits wrapped up. And that's all I really wanted from this movie. This is the last time we're going to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and those are big boots to fill. I can't picture anyone else playing him. And the emotion of these characters, their journey, seeing it all come to a head, it really does make the emotions come out in the fans because we empathize with these characters. Like me and my dad is a very, very tough man and does not get welled up at a lot of things, but we sat there just at the end of the movie just in silence. Just kind of looked at each other out of respect and we're like, you know what? This is alright. And that's the one other compliment I'll give this movie, is that I will compare it to The Dark Knight in a lot of ways. Mostly because it's a great movie that just so happens to have superheroes in it. You know how The Dark Knight was a really good crime drama? It was just a really good story in general, with a lot of twists and turns that just so happen to have Batman characters in it. This is the same thing that I'll say for Logan, is that it's a great film with a lot of nuances. It doesn't come out and tell you everything. In a lot of these superhero movies, one thing that does weigh it down for me is that there's always that one character that has to explain stuff. Like for example in Doctor Strange, there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of explaining. It's still a great movie, but there's a lot of talking and explaining, oh, this is how this happened, this is how this happened, this is magic, this is this and this. In this movie, the pieces are there. You can connect them if you want to, but the movie as a whole is still good regardless of that, but it's even better when you take the time and think about it. It's a movie that lingers, it sticks with you, and I really appreciated that. So for me guys, Logan is by far the best X-Men movie I've ever seen. At this point, I would say just don't even think about recasting Wolverine. How about we just have this one actor and that's it? Or wait 20 years. 20 years from now, I could see a Wolverine. Maybe. Or, you know, if Hugh Jackman isn't doing anything, you know, and his career goes in the toilet, I mean, like, you know, you could bring him back. That would be cool. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, those are my feelings on Logan. I freaking loved it. If you haven't seen it, go out and freaking see it. I'm trying to censor myself, even though the movie makes me feel like, yeah, cussing is cool. And like I said before, if you guys still want to see reviews from me, go over to Comic Trouble. Once again, in the description below, there's already a video up there for you. It's a music video I did. I'll be trying to upload videos on that channel about 2 times a week. Mondays will mostly be music, and then Fridays will be film related. Music Mondays, film Fridays, you know, kind of goes with the theme. I'll also have a lot of videos on there talking about my thoughts about geeky things, and just kind of a place for my thoughts to breathe, because I got a lot of stuff going on. This video is already long enough already. But before I wrap it up, I will say one more thing. Thank you guys. I know that in the grand scheme of YouTube, with your PewDiePies and your Markipliers and your Game Grumps and everything, and your Jeremy Johns, all of them have a lot of subscribers, and I know I only have 114, but for me, that's 114 people who sat there and went, hey, that guy's worth checking out, let me subscribe to him. And you know what? That means the world to me. As a guy who just wanted to talk about movies, and that's really all I want to do, I appreciate that. I really do. And like I said, if you guys want to still catch up with me, which I would really appreciate it if you did, link is in the description below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for a good solid year on this channel. I'll see you guys on the new one. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!